Hi everyone, welcome to today's video, and in this tutorial I will be showing you how you can recreate this neon type of typography. It's super simple to do and let's see how that's done. So the first thing we're going to do is to create a new document. So my new document will actually be this. Is actually a custom size document that it's 1000 pixels by 1000 pixels, so it's like a perfectly a really big square. But of course you are free to choose any of these document sizes and you can choose any one you like. And I'll be also giving a name to my document called neon typography, and let's create. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is to create this dark background so that this neon effect can show much more perfectly, right? So over here, when we open a new document, this new layer comes up. It opens up, right? So I'll double click on this and rename my layer to background. I'll go over here to this rectangle tool. I do not need the stroke, so I'll just click on the none option. And for the fill, I will be using a black color like this. And okay, I'll select my document like this, and I will be giving in the values of the width and the height option right here. So the document size was 1000 pixels by 1000 pixels. So the background will be the exact same size of this document, hence 1000 pixels by 1000 pixels. Okay. So now I will just drag my box right here and align it like this and go ahead and lock my layer like that. So the reason why I'm also locking my layer is that so that when I type in my text, oops, I've accidentally closed it. Wait. Hold up. Yeah, so the reason why I locked my layer was because when I do the typography and add the effects, I do not accidentally move my background at all or make any changes that way, right? So that's the reason why I'm locking my layer. I'll go ahead and make a new layer from this option, and I will rename this layer by saying text like that. Okay, so we'll now choose a type tool. Click on my document like that and type in neon in all caps. You can't see it because the fill color is of course black as well. So I'll select this and change the fill color to white, and for the font style I'll be using Arial, and of course change my font size to 200 like that, and just bring it here to the middle of my document like that. Okay, so once that's done, the next thing we are going to do is I'll right click on my text and click on create outlines like that, so that it becomes expanded into a vector size text, and it becomes easier for us to edit it even further, right? So let's go ahead and also change the fill of this text to pink. So I'll go over here to this drop down menu and click on this magenta color. So what I want to do now is that I will be creating an offset path. So you see this inner text with a lighter shade of pink, right? That's what we're going to create. So to do that, while my text is still selected, we'll go to Object, Path, and Offset Path. And over here in the offset value, I will be giving the value of -5 pixels, and when you preview it, you can see that a very thin text is formed right underneath here, underneath this text, and click on OK. So what we're going to do is we'll select all of this, right click and ungroup these. So now I'll zoom in so that it's easier for you to see the path we just created. So if I select this inner portion, you can see that the outline of the offset path we just made. And I'll just carefully select all my offset path texts like that and drag them down like this. So what I want to do is that I'll be grouping this text again. So I'll right click, click on group, do the same thing with this upper bigger text, like the same thing, grouping these bigger text. So to do that, I'll select all of this, and for the shortcut key of the group is Ctrl+G, like that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is that I'll select this inner text and I'll make it a lighter shade of pink. So I'll select on this fill option here and then just drag my mouse here, somewhat here, which is a lighter, much lighter shade, like that. And I'll just bring it up back to the original place like this with the help of the shift and the arrow keys. Okay. So now it kind of gives a neon type of effect, but we also have to create the blur so that it looks a lot better that way, right? So what I'm going to do is that I'll just select the outer bigger text, go over to the effect panel, go to blur and select the Gaussian blur. So depending on how big your text is and how it actually looks on your artboard, you can play around with the radius size and also click on preview to see which one actually looks better. So you can increase this. So let's just make this to 60, like this. Okay. Now I'll just select the inner text, go back to the effect, blur and Gaussian blur. So let's decrease the radius size of this. I'll click on preview so you can see. 60 doesn't really look that great because we are already used the same effect on the bigger text. So I'll reduce the size from 60 to 30, like that. It looks a little blur, right? So I'll select this again and go back to effect, blur, Gaussian blur, and I'll bring it much down. And I'll bring it to 15 and then click on preview to see. Yeah, it looks a lot better and it's kind of giving that neon bright effect, right? So I'll select my outer one again and I'll go over here to this edit, copy, edit and paste to back like that, and I'll just bring this one above like this. And probably I want to change the effect, the blur again. So let's play around and let's see how it looks. So from 15, let's just play around and see which one looks better to you. So the higher your radius is going to be, the more blur it's going to be. So let's just bring it down to, let's say, 10. Preview like that. Okay, and then just bring it back onto our text like that. And there you go. Our neon text is ready. So now we can go ahead and also save our file. To do that, we'll be going to File, Save As. So by default, a file name will be the same as the document name that we had given, which is Neon Typography. I let it be the way it is. And again, by default, a save as type is Adobe Illustrator. I'll again let it be the way it is in this AI file so that in case if I want to make any changes, I can easily access my AI file and click on Save and OK. So that's it. We've now come to the end of this tutorial and I hope you found this video to be useful. And you can play around with the same effect with different types of colors, different types of text, and then use it for any type of project that you're working on. So thank you for watching, keep practicing, and stay tuned for more.